I wanted to provide an alternative.
Audite, meam vocationum, spiritus implumam, dominium ipsum tenebrosum vocu, maledicatimi dominus, oris tuam infernum praesentiam, sacrificium sanguini sinut, sacrificium enemam meum denatam, sacrificium primo nato filio, et filio te consecra, Filius Satanasum, ove Satanas.
Okay. Okay. Let me see how everything sounds and looks. I think this is good. Let me turn that down just a smidge. Oh yeah, it's perfect. Okay. Just making sure. Please turn out good footage. It should. I should be fine. If it doesn't turn out good, I'm gonna kill myself. But it wouldn't be the first time. Okay. Okay. So in the 3 months that I've kind of been doing this YouTube stuff, yes, we are back. Thank God we are back. I managed to record my footage correctly this time. A question that hopefully people show up again. I did say I was going to be right back, and I am back. I made my promise, and I have fulfilled it. Story is separated in. And so, you're going to let's see what we have here. Have to bear with me here. This is going to be a bit of a lengthier video, so if you're watching this to sleep or some shit, I hope you enjoy. So that is my Diabolical Full Moon Mysticism long sleeve. One of my favorite albums and one of my favorite albums I have as a band tee. Let me find... Yeah, this is the album that's on that shirt. my favorite, like, just anything on a black metal album. This is my favorite, like, black metal album cover of all time, aside from the Somber Lane. Okay. So in the 3 months that I've kind of been... In the 3 months that I've been doing this YouTube stuff, in the 3.5... In the 3 months... Damn. This video might be a little... In the 3 months that I've been... It's okay. There's nothing wrong with not having band tees. Trust, I have definitely felt the same way before. If you can't buy band tees, you can't buy band tees. But you're gonna buy them eventually. That's kind of how I look at it. In the 3 months that I've been doing this YouTube stuff, a question that I've been getting asked a lot is, how did I get into metal? And today, I'm going to be trying to answer that question as best as I can, because this video might... Yeah. If you don't have a band tee now, you'll get it in the future. I can, because in the 3 months that I've been doing this YouTube stuff, a question I've been getting asked a lot is, how did I get into metal? And for today's video, I'm going to be trying to answer that as best as I can. This video might be a little bit more rambly than... as best as I can. This video might as best as I can. This video might... Let's see here. I can. This video might be a... I and the black nose are funny. Gotcha. Yeah, I got started with Bathory and Celtic Frost, too. It was just, you know... I kind of just discovered them on accident. I discovered Venom's black metal first, and then I got recommended Bathory and Morbid Tales, and I fell in love with all three albums simultaneously. In the 3 months that I've been doing this YouTube stuff, a question I've been getting asked a lot is, how did I get into
rock and
metal?
roll class,
And for today's video, I'm going to be trying to answer that as best as I can. This video might be a little bit more rambly than my videos typically are, and I'm really sorry for that in advance. I really don't... that in advance. I really don't want to spare any details in this story because there's... for that in advance. I really don't want to spare any details in this story because there's... I guess my metal story does happen in a straight line, but there's so much that goes into, like, every chapter that this story is... Oh yeah, no, Bathory for sure. I would listen to Bathory over Venom, as much as I love Venom. I love Venom's theatrics, but I love Bathory's sound and lyrical content. Separated in... I also listen to more Bathory albums than Venom. I only listen to black metal, but Bathory I listen to their self-titled, Under the Sign of the Black Mark, Blood, Fire, Death. I guess The Return, I don't listen to The Return as frequently as I do the other Bathory albums, but I do have it in my playlist somewhere. So every chapter that this story is separated in, so you're gonna have to bear with me here. This is gonna be a bit of a lengthier video, so if you're watching this to sleep or some shit, I hope you enjoy. I look gross as shit in this video. It's not even funny. Let's see. I haven't really touched any of Bathory's Viking albums. I'm not gonna lie. I've been getting recommended to recently. I just haven't had the time to really dive into that. Separated in, so you're gonna have to bear with me here. This is gonna be a bit of a lengthier video, so if you're watching this to sleep or some shit, I hope you enjoy. Oops. You enjoy. Right off the bat, I'd like to say that I guess metal has always kind of just been a part of my life. Like, metal has always, my mom was, right off the bat, right off the bat, metal was always kind of just something that was always around in my life. My dad is a metalhead, and it feels almost inevitable that I would be one too. Right off the bat, I hope you enjoy. Right off the bat, metal was always kind of just something that was always around. Metal to something inevitable that I would be one too around in my life. My dad is a metalhead, and it feels almost inevitable that I would be one too. That being said, my dad gravitated more towards... Right off the bat, metal was always kind of just a part of my life from the beginning. Was a metalhead, so in retrospect, it feels like me becoming a metalhead was kind of inevitable. Right off the bat, my dad... Right off the bat, my dad... hold on. Right off... my dad gravitated more towards your typical, like... That being said, my dad gravitated more towards your... That being said, my dad gravitated more towards your typical, like, 90s metal. You got bands like Rob Zombie that have that industrial... I was always surrounded by metal when I went to visit my dad, but I wouldn't... That being... Okay. Inevitable that I would be one too. That being said... That being said, my dad gravitated to your typical, like, 90s metal and grunge, you know? Yeah, Alice in Chains, Rob Zombie, Disturbed, White Zombie, even 90s Metallica. bring that stupid bit back from the dead. What was it? Was it my Banty video? Yeah, it was my Banty video. Yeah. I think I talked about Strid in my DSBM video. I like them. Even 90s. Even 90s Metallica. Even 90s Metallica. Even 90s. Even 90s Metallica. I was always surrounded by even 90s Metallica. I was always surrounded by metal when I went to visit. Even 90s Metallica. I was always yes sir. Zombie. Even 90s Metallica. I was always surrounded by metal when I went. I wish I had a beer in solidarity, but I do not. If I was at if I had lived in a dorm this year, it'd be a very different story. But I am at my humble home in Columbus, Ohio. Gotcha. Let's see. 117. To visit my dad. But I wouldn't personally find metal or some shit. I hope you enjoy. Right off the bat, metal was always kind of just something that was always around in my life. My dad is a metalhead, and it feels almost inevitable that I would be one too. That being said, my dad gravitated to your typical, like, 90s metal and grunge, you know. Yeah, Alice in Chains, Rob Zombie, Disturbed, White Zombie, even 90s Metallica. I was always surrounded by metal when I went. Even 90s Metallica. I was always surrounded by metal when I went to visit my dad, but let's add some tracks. Always add 6. Oops. Okay, that's good. In the 3 months that I've been doing this YouTube stuff, a question I've been getting asked. Is it this one? No. It's intros for videos. Let's see. What song should I use? Titles of the... Is it The Living Damned? It's a long-ass title. Idols of the Chosen Damned. Welcome back to Where the Blood Spills. We're finally in motion. We got the editing gears turning. I heavily agree with the Bethlehem. You motherfuckers. Dot. There we go. Please work. Please work. Ooh, perhaps I will. God damn, nothing is working. Ouch. Let's see. Now it downloads. Alright. Did I copy copy it? Yeah, I copied. Yeah, that sounds about right. Thank you, you shitty fucking website. Oh, or no, never mind. I thought somebody was home already. Give me a sec. How I got into metal. Okay. New folder. Music. Let's see. It's DSBM if you want to check it out. I shall see when I need my a second backup song or second background song. Hush, dogs. Let's see. Adele. In the 3 months that I've been doing this, in the 3 months that I've been doing. In the 3 months that I've been doing this, in the 3 months that I've been doing this YouTube stuff, a question I've been getting asked. I think I should be good with this song. I don't really mind if the streams get removed or anything for copyright because they're not necessarily. I mean, I guess it's something that I'm doing for YouTube, but I'm not like putting effort into streaming, I guess. Like, it's not like something that it's not like I'm editing something like I'm editing this video and then it gets removed for copyright. There's not much at stake if a stream gets removed for copyright compared to something that I'm working on like this. In the 3 months that I've been doing this YouTube stuff, so I think you don't gotta worry about full songs being removed on here. In the 3 months that I've been doing this, in the 3 months that I've been doing this YouTube stuff, a question I've been getting asked a lot is, how did I get into metal? And for that I've been doing this YouTube stuff, a question: how did I get into metal? And for today's video, I'm going to be trying to answer that as best as I can. That I've been doing this YouTube stuff, a question I've been getting asked a lot is, how did I get into metal? And for today's video, I'm going to be trying to answer that as best as I can. This video might be a little bit more rambly than my videos typically are, and I'm really sorry for that in advance. I really don't want to spare any details in this story because I guess my metal story does happen in a straight line. There's so much
particle
that goes
in my
into,
hair
like,
right here, and
every
it's bugging me. I
chapter
know it's
that
not
this
just like a
story
light
is separated in,
on me.
so
That's
you're gonna
definitely
have to
like
bear with me here.
a piece of
This is
fuzz
gonna be a
in
bit
my
of a
hair.
lengthier
That is
video,
disturbing.
so if you're watching this to sleep or some shit, I hope you enjoy. Right off the bat, metal was always kind of just something that was always around in my life. My dad is a metalhead, and it feels almost inevitable that I would be one too. That being said, my dad gravitated to your typical, like, 90s metal and grunge, you know. Yeah, Alice in Chains, Rob Zombie, Disturbed, White Zombie, even 90s Metallica. I was always surrounded by metal when I went to visit my dad. Zombie. Even 90s Metallica. I was always surrounded by metal when I went to visit my dad. But I wouldn't... Metallica. I was always surrounded by metal when I went to visit my dad, but I wouldn't personally find metal until about 2018 or so, when I was in 8th grade, and this is very much thanks to my history of rock and roll class. By the way, rock and roll class. By the way, I'd like to shout out my teacher for that class, Mr. Swally, because he is the reason why I discovered metal in the first place.
I definitely want to include some other metal for this video. This is going to be the first video where I actually talk about something that... I talk about black metal in this video, but it's not the main focus.
Now, being a history of rock and roll... the first place. Now, being a history of rock and roll class, we started off with the decades of... hold on. Now, being a history of rock and roll class, we started with the 50s. So the way the class... It was thanks to this class I was introduced... reason why I discovered metal in the first place. So the way... So the way the class was kind of, I guess, separated, it was into, like, decades. You know, you started with the 50s with Fart Lover Chuck Berry and Mama's Boy Elvis Presley.
Honestly, for a video like this, it's not a lot of work. I'd say... what also makes these videos a little easier to make is how much I'm invested in talking about it. Like, for something like this, I shot it, edited it, and finished it in like a day. Less than like 4 hours. Stuff like this takes more effort to do than me talking to the camera. Especially with this shot right here. Because both of these characters right here are me. That's me kicking down the door. And then that's me in the bathtub. I had to fake a camera movement. Yeah, that's my favorite thing I've made this week, actually. so much. I love just making my stuff look seamless.
You know, you started with the 50s with Fart Lover Chuck Berry and Mama's Boy Elvis Presley. The most important decade that I'm going to be talking about very obviously is when we moved on to the 70s, because we started talking about psychedelic rock and, more importantly, heavy metal.
Oops. Fuck.
At least.
What the fuck?
When we moved on to the 70s, because heavy metal.
Honestly, the hard part about these videos is the recording part, because I think for this video in particular, I had cliff notes. I didn't have a legit script, so half of this video or half of this footage is me kind of, I mean, I've been re-recording this video for a while now, so I do kind of have an idea of what I'm gonna say, but I didn't have like an exact like script I had to follow. It was me trying to make sense essentially for an hour or so, and it was very inconvenient, especially when the previous footage I recorded in the earlier stream, the microphone didn't pick up my voice, so I had to re-record again for the 5th time.
Heavy metal. It was thanks to this class I was introduced to bands like Black Sabbath, Diamond Head, Scorpions, Motorhead, even early Judas Priest, but but
Or what did I say in the bit?
So the way the class was organized was it went through rock and roll throughout the decades, you know. It started with the 50s with Elvis Presley and Fart Lover Chuck Berry. But the most important decade we're going to be talking about in this chapter is when we learned about the 70s, because this was when we started to get into the likes of psychedelic rock with Led Zeppelin and, more importantly, heavy metal. Thanks to History of Rock.
Have you checked out my satanic incantation bit? It's like, I say it's a single, and I'm half joking, but I am also kind of serious, because this is like the first thing I've made that is like legitimately black metal sounding, I guess. It's only like it's not even an ambient track, it's just like a parody of those intros before the album starts.
But even early Judas Priest, but thanks to History of Rock and Roll, I discovered bands such as Black Sabbath, early Judas Priest, at least. Heavy metal. Thanks to History of Rock and Roll, I discovered bands such as Black Sabbath, early Judas Priest, Scorpions, Motorhead, even Diamond Head. And I'd never really listened to music like this before. Not on my own, at least. I can't really explain what made me gravitate towards metal like that easily. It's just, I mean, I loved how heavy it was. No shit, heavy metal, but it just felt like I knew it was a part of me. Like I had been missing something my whole life. I don't know what it was, but I knew I was missing something, and I had finally found that missing piece. Like I loved the speed and the I absolutely don't know what it was, but I knew I was missing something, and I had finally found that missing piece. I absolutely loved the speed and rebellious lyrics of just wearing denim and leather, even though I didn't understand those lyrics at the time.
Let's see what we've got here.
But with the case at the time. But with the case of Black Sabbath, But I especially loved how macabre in the case of Black Sabbath.
What the fuck?
But I more so loved Black Sabbath out of all these bands because at the time. But I more so loved Black Sabbath out of all these bands because of how, I guess, macabre it sounded compared to everything else. I hadn't heard music this edgy leading up to this point in my life. I love how much of like a slow burn.
Oops.
Everything else. I love how compared to everything else. I love how much of like a slow burn waiting for Ozzy to everything else. I love how much of like a slow burn Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath off of Black Sabbath really was, you know? It was kind of like a suspenseful thriller horror movie.
What's your opinion? The most poser black metal band? I'd have to say it's Mayhem. Either Mayhem or this one. Not the music itself, but Burzum, like Varg. Varg is very much a poser. Not only is he a Nazi, but just all that like church burning, pissing contest over who can be the most edgier dude is. It's like it's peak black metal, but it's also simultaneously like peak poser black metal. I'd say Sorry. Sorry's another poser one. If I'm not gonna go with Mayhem because I mean I already didn't like Sorry. Like I didn't like their music, but apparently like the people in it are shitty people. Like they steal other black metal ideas, other music. They steal. They're not original, so they're definitely another poser band that I could think of that isn't Mayhem.
Movie, just waiting for anything else. I love how much of like a slow burn Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath off of Black Sabbath really was, you know? It was kind of like, you know, it was kind of like a suspenseful Black Sabbath off of Black Sabbath really was. Off of Black Sabbath really was. It was kind of like a suspenseful thriller horror movie, just waiting for Ozzy to build up to the guitar solo.
I'm like 50-50 on like the TikTok metalheads. Because I feel like half of it is legitimately like people doing the Kim Kardashian thing of just wearing it and not knowing what the band means or is. But there's like another like very hopefully larger demographic where it's like it's young kids discovering metal for the first time, and you know, kids are cringy as fuck. I will admit I was a cringy fucking kid too, so I'm definitely one to talk. But like, I really have to look at who I'm making fun of before I really start making fun of them. Oh yeah, edgelords.
The guitar solo. The best way I can kind of summarize my love for Black Sabbath is it really was foreshadowing of what's to come. So if I were to have some songs that really defined this chapter of my life, it would be these ones.
Oh, that's perfect. Perfect timing. Alright, what did I say in my script? I forgot. Okay. Convert next. Yeah, no. New metalheads definitely have to go through that, you're a poser phase just because it's a rite of passage. But I'm not as stern about those types of people into black metal compared to like legitimate posers that just don't know what they're listening to. Dude, this TikTok e-girl argument can be applied to so many fucking things. Like the goth, like the stupid clean goth fucking trend that's on TikTok. I made a joke about it in my Banty video, and I didn't realize I took it out. That was my favorite joke of the video because of how true it was. Like, or it was the DSBM video. I said, as much as I love Leviathan and Deucalion, they are the two most tragic DSBM bands because they're the bands that the clean goth TikTok girls listen to, even though I absolutely love them to death. Like I could rant about how e-girls have ruined the alternative scenes beyond metal. I'm very passionate about this topic. See, I don't use TikTok either. I mean, I have it, but I don't really like using it. I don't like the idea of the Chinese government watching me already. But the only reason why I have it is to kind of just like, I guess, algorithm fish. Like I'll make something that's for YouTube, but I'll upload it to TikTok to see if it gets like viral. Just cause I don't know. I need. It's not a good metric to like base popularity off of, but yeah, exactly. Or like the TikTok e-girls were the type of people to bully the alternative people and then suddenly think it's a trend because everyone else thinks it's a trend. It's something that pisses me off so much, and I've never personally experienced bullying from it aside from my family, but there's people that have dealt with that kind of stuff before, so I very much understand the anger. Fairies were boots. Going home. Late past night. Suddenly I got a fright. I really need to just separate this into a separate window. Fairies and boots, na 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 da da. Right now. Da 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 da. That bullied him. That's ass. That's so. I'm very. Unfortunately for me, I discovered metal, but I never presented myself as a metalhead until like these past 2 years. So I'm very. My experience in that regard is very. It's very limited, but it's definitely a conversation that's had at least once. God, I know I said the 70s, but I still love this song. Yeah. Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath. I fucking love this song so much. This one too.
Yeah, no, the most that I've had in terms of like questioning my band tees, I talked about it in my first band tee video, but like the whole argument about wearing the Bathory shirt because it was too satanic was very enraging for me. Did I download Eruption? Probably should have made sure of that. Yeah, I did. This is great. Please tell me this downloaded. I swear to God. Okay, good. That is retarded. You know, it's more retarded? This shit not downloading. Holy crap. It's not even a joke. Weird sadness. Yeah, no. Scaring people because satanic imagery is one of my favorite things about being a black metalhead. It's unfortunate that it happens, but it's still very funny to just be like, "Ooh, Satan. We'll sacrifice your soul and drink the blood of infants." Oh shit, I need to download the albums too. That is unfortunate. Metalum, Black Sabbath. I don't think they're gonna be on Metallum. Yeah. Metalum. Yeah, that's what I figured. They're too... Okay. I knew it was their self-titled. I'm retarded as shit. That's what I am. You really are me going. Let's see. Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath. Paranoid. Van Halen was 1978, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it was. Save images type. That is crazy. Black Sabbath came out in 1970. Exactly 1970. So they were blowing the minds of everybody at this point. Paranoid 1970? But they came first, but Black Sabbath came first. Wow, okay, I am not saving that one. I am not saving that one. Whoops, we are not using that album cover. Wow. Did not, wow. Whoops. That was a jump. That was a really like I don't flinch at the self-harm black metal albums, but I draw the line at boobies on metal albums. Was it this one? I forgot. Fuck. Which one was Turbo Lover? Shit. It's definitely not rock and rolla. Stained Class. Killing Machine. Definitely not British Steel. I just clicked Hellbent for Leather. Unless it is British Steel and I'm retarded. Screaming for Vengeance, Defenders of the Faith. Is it Ram It Down? Jesus Christ. Reminds me of the Randy's baby. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, dead babies. Interesting morality discussion there. Sorry, just making sure I was right about the year. That didn't sound right. Yeah, there's a lot of black metal bands that are like that too, where like they get called Nazi black metal, but they talk about they're not Nazis themselves. They just talk about songs against them or songs about like what horrors they did. God, Nazis and black metal could be its own video, I swear. I'm gonna make you shine. Bow, bow, da, down, 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 down. Let's see. So Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath came first. Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath, Black Sabbath. Fuck! I forgot Diamond Head. I knew I was missing a song. Don't even get me started on fucking Nirvana. I don't hate Nirvana, but I think they're overrated. Like, I love whichever song that was used in The Boys, like in the finale. I liked that song in particular, but I just hate how. Yeah, exactly. Or they don't know who Kurt Cobain is somehow, despite the fact that everybody knows Kurt Cobain, even if they don't listen to Nirvana. What was I looking for? Am I Evil? That's what I was. Or you know what? I have a better Diamond Head song. I want to learn this song on bass, like hey. Okay. Do not know how I completely missed this song, though. Lonesome Crow. Virgin Killer. Eruption, Turbo Lover, and then Shine. Okay. Yeah. Linkin Park. They have a place in my heart because my dad used to listen to them. I used to listen to Linkin Park with my dad. I'm very pissed off about the quote unquote reunion where they tried to just replace Chester. But yeah, they are my childhood. To find this chapter of my life. Oops. It would be these ones. I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of agree. And that's coming from, like, me as an extremely devout black metal head. I feel like the corniness of being an edgelord who listens to black metal is kind of the charm of being a black metal head. But, like, that being said, there are people that are just making fun of black metal heads just to be a fucking dick. Like, I'll be so for real. Like, I don't blame where the hate's coming from, but there's people that do too much just because they don't like the genre, and
it does piss me off low key, but at the same time, if you're gonna listen to black metal, you're gonna have to learn how to make fun of yourself to some capacity because you're listening to a genre of music where a bunch of angsty teenagers burnt down churches because they wanted to be edgy. It's like you gotta kind of embrace how corny it is, but there can be some people that like just attack black metal unwarranted.
Everywhere. No, no, please, no.
That too. One of the big things I'm bummed out about with especially in black metal, a lot of the bands I want to see live are either dead, they don't do live performances, or they're just past their prime. Kind of. I do want to see Venom live. Like I know Kronos is old as shit, so we can't really. I don't get the experience like party Venom or like insane pyrotechnics Venom, but at the same time, I would. There's certain eras of bands that I wish I could see, but I can't because I am too young. God, on top of that, I wish I could experience Ozzy. I could experience. There's a lot of bands where it's like I wish I could experience them in their prime, like '80s Metallica, fucking Slayer.
Oh yeah, I love. Fuck. I love. Fuck. What the fuck was it? I love. Let me see. What was it? There's two specific Sodom releases. Let's see. It's yeah. In the Sign of Evil is the first one that comes to mind when I think of Sodom. There's another one that like it doesn't. It's Obsessed by Cruelty. Obsessed by Cruelty is another favorite of mine. If it would show up for me. Yeah, Obsessed by Cruelty. Heavily underrated Sodom release. Dude. Yeah, we love blasphemer in this household here. Not this household, but we love it on this channel.
Go and beware. No, no, please, no.
I think I spelled fairies wrong. Oops. I should know because I'm a fucking fairy. M16 is another classic song from Sodom. Just throwing that out there. I mean, I'm gonna be so for real. I think M16 was my first Sodom song. Not Blasphemer. As iconic as the song is. Hello, chum. I don't think I've seen you on in chat yet. love every song that I'm including in this video. I am gonna warn you that you're gonna have a lot of these stuck in your head. At least I hope so, because they aren't. A lot of these aren't black metal songs, but I still very much love metal as a whole genre. Yeah, I had a feeling. There we go. Yeah, I was always put onto the 80s by a really good friend of mine. His name is Trent. I think I talk about the 80s too in the next chapter of this video that I'm like about to work on after chapter 1. Pretty sure this is 1983. Yeah, 1986.
Go and beware. No, no, please, no.
Oh shit! Alright, after this, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go grab a snack or two. You guys should probably do the same while I'm gone. Good so far. I know, it's really bad this today. To be fair, I don't normally do these on Saturdays, so that's probably why. But it's kind of weird though, for a Saturday, it's oddly dead today. Alright, I am gonna go grab a snack. In the 3 months that I've been doing this YouTube stuff, a question I've been getting asked a lot is, how did I get into metal? And for today's video, I'm going to be trying to answer that as best as I can. This video might be a little bit more rambly than my videos typically are, and I'm really sorry for that in advance. I really don't want to spare any details in this story because I guess my metal story does happen in a straight line, but there's so much that goes into like every chapter that this story is separated in, so you're gonna have to bear with me here. This is gonna be a bit of a lengthier video, so if you're watching this to sleep or some shit, I hope you enjoy. Right off the bat, metal was always kind of just something that was always around in my life. My dad is a metalhead, and it feels almost inevitable that I would be one too. That being said, my dad gravitated to your typical like 90s metal and grunge, you know, yeah, Alice in Chains, Rob Zombie, Disturbed, White Zombie, even 90s Metallica. I was always surrounded by metal when I went to visit my dad, but I wouldn't personally find metal until about 2018 or so, when I was in 8th grade, and this is very much thanks to my history of rock and roll class. By the way, I'd like to shout out my teacher for that class, Mr. Swally, because he is the reason why I discovered metal in the first place. So the way the class was kind of, I guess, separated, it was into like decades. You know, you started with the 50s with Fart Lover Chuck Berry and Mama's Boy Elvis Presley. The most important decade that I'm going to be talking about very obviously is when we moved on to the 70s, because we started talking about psychedelic rock and, more importantly, heavy metal. Thanks to history of rock and roll, I discovered bands such as Black Sabbath, early Judas Priest, Scorpions, Motorhead, even Diamond Head. And I'd never really listened to music like this before, not on my own, at least. I can't really explain what this chapter of my life, it would be these ones.
Go and be. Go and beware.
Really? Can I update my... Okay. Let's see. Invite people. Oops. I hate this. I hate the stupid, like, link expiration date. Just have the link be permanent. Alright, I updated the link. It should be working now. You can rejoin the stream and try again. These ones.
No, please, no.
Guys. As I mentioned earlier, I listened to early Judas Priest, but I did discovery in this. My most important discovery, very obviously, Painkiller just blew my mind. As I mentioned earlier, as I mentioned earlier. As I mentioned earlier, I listened to early Judas. As I mentioned earlier, I listened to early Judas Priest, but I didn't latch onto them until I started listening to their Painkiller album. As I mentioned earlier, as I mentioned earlier, I listened to early Judas Priest, but I didn't latch onto them until I started listening to their Painkiller album. Very obviously, Painkiller just blew my mind. Like, I already love how fast the metal. Very obviously, Very obviously, Painkiller blew my mind. Like, I mean, I love how fast the title track Painkiller is as a song, but I more so gravitated towards like the 80s horror sounding melodies like A Touch of Evil or Nightcrawler. I'd like to also I'd like to also mention Iron Maiden here because I didn't really gravitate towards them like metalheads typically do, but I did have earlier, I listened to early Judas Priest, but I didn't latch onto them until I started listening to their Painkiller album. Very obviously, Painkiller.
Actually, while I'm here,
One more. If you're new to the channel, check out my other videos. Some of them are funnier than. If you're new to the I love each. I will see you. If you're new to the channel, check out my other videos. Some of them are funnier than others, but if you're a current subscriber, thank you for being a fan. I love each and every one of you. Just thank you for supporting me on here. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.
yippee! We have 2 new initiates into the Discord. This is so stupid.
If you're new to the channel, check out my other videos. Some of them are funnier than others, but if you're a current subscriber, thank you for being a fan. I love each and every one of you. Just thank you for supporting me on here. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.
Yeah. This just been banished. I'm gonna render that just so I can have it on my on my hard drive somewhere.
Oh, it's PM for me. Yeah, no, I am. It is like in the middle of the day for me. Okay. Okay. All right, that's all good. I just wanted to have that on hand. Really began to challenge being normal and really sung about being like an outspoken, angsty teenager, I guess. On top of all this, I also finally discovered Slayer, so not only of satanic are the songs that uh-huh, okay. Right. No, that is very very true. I guess the only downside to the back rooms is there's no way out. Or there is a way out. There isn't a way out where you come back in one piece. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna bring my dogs inside really quick. We are back. We are so back. I disappeared for a moment. Alright, I'm gonna close my Discord. Close my Spotty. Almost closed my OBS. That would not have been good. Alright. Judas. Okay. So, where were we? Okay. Some heads are indeed gonna roll. Iron Maiden, Metalum. Iron Maiden. Somewhere in time. Wow, that was really, really bad typing. Fuck! I mean, damn it. Oops. Typing's really bad today. Actually. It was Power Slave. Huh. Ace is high. also absolutely love this fucking song too. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick and I'm gonna let you listen to this one. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. I have Alice in Hell. I have another one actually. I have another song I wanted to include in this video.
take away my heart. I am always afraid for my heart. So lay beside me now and tell me lies, sweet lies, as long as it's not about love. Shall we sail off the edge of the world, fall forever and never look behind? But I must keep my heart from my mind. Lay beside me now and tell me lies, as long as it's not about love. Oh, the last time we touched with our eyes, and the magic was stronger than the heart. Oh, I can't run away with my heart. So lay beside me now and tell me lies, as long as they're not about love. Shall we sail off the edge of the world, fall forever, take my heart away? But no, you can't say words about love. If the magic comes between us and we never meet again, take a part of me away. 'Cause maybe it's all about love.
So far. Okay, yeah, no, just making sure. Just making sure everything is all fine and dandy. want to say that it was 1982. Yeah, was it? 1983. Should know this by now. Holy shit, I'm about to sneeze and it's not coming out. That is really bad. Oops. Uh-oh. Motherfucker! Touch of evil. Dogs! Oh, I'm gonna be right back.
I'm back, kind of. Yeah, no, I'm back. I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna take a break, make myself some lunch. Thank you, Nosferatu. I think you're the last person that's staying on this stream. I hope. Thank you, everyone else who joined. Thank you for just killing some time with me while I edited and made the process a little better than typically is. I'll see you all when this video comes out.